Good afternoon, guys. Obviously, it's a jammed, packed day for us. Getting a lot of preparation in on a short week. Looking ahead to Thursday night, we know it's going to be here before we know it. We're doing everything we can to turn over our players. We got a great staff to do it, and the players have really, that process began really after the game on Sunday night. We don't officially have full speed practices this week, but end up getting a lot of very, very important on-the-field work via the walkthrough. We'll have our guys feeling good and ready to go compete. Wanted to give you guys just an update. Earlier this morning, we did put J.J. McCarthy through an on-field workout just to see if he had a chance to make it this week. J.J., the medical staff, myself, we're all kind of encouraged about where he's at and the progress he's making, but he's just not there. And if this was a Sunday game, maybe it would be a little bit of a different story, and we could push it throughout the week and see where he's at towards the end of the week. But really, I look at today almost as the combination of a Wednesday, Thursday, but really it is a Friday on the timeline of coming up on being 48 hours out from the game. So we wanted to have a plan at the quarterback position, and it'll be very similar to last week. Carson will start, Max will be the backup, and JJ will be available in the case of emergency as the third. Like I said, encouraged about where he's at, and very much looking forward to continuing his progression and hopefully having a chance to go next week, and we'll keep you guys posted on that. But also wanted to make note of Aaron Jones' 21-day window opening up today. That'll be something that will happen today, and we'll see where he's at potentially for his availability on Thursday night.
Kevin, what have you seen from Dallas Turner, both on and off the field, taking on obviously a lot of responsibility with Andrew ankle out?
He's had obviously a lot of snaps and some impactful plays. I think we're asking him to do quite a bit, especially in our emphasis of trying to stop the run last week. I thought Dallas was really, really good setting edges against a really physical front. Hard O-line to rush against, especially at the tackle spots, and wanting to try to contain Hurts as much as we could. Maybe limited some of the, creativity of some of the rushes, but the strain, the finish, his use of his, gifts to rush the passer are being used and emphasized, but also growing on a daily basis. So I think Dallas is just going to continue to get better and better and better opposite JG there, and looking forward to see how he can do this week. Fired up to watch him play.
Deep balls you guys gave up, how do you balance? You haven't done that in the past.
Yeah.
With the fact that it happened. I mean, you can't completely write it off. How do you balance those?
Yeah, Flo talks about all the time. One of the main priorities every week is keeping the chunks off the tape, and those big plays. There were some, obviously some huge plays for scores, but it's not just those. It's also the third and long you stop the run, you get them in second and long, and then into a third and long, and they were able to make some kind of back-breaking kind of plays to either stay on the field or, in some cases, as you said, those long completions. Obviously, you got to look at, is there anything in the makeup of the play, from the call to the technique to the communication, that we could do better at, and then ultimately just continue to trust in the fact that if we continue to do the things defensively that equal good principles for us, we've shown to be able to cause disruption, leads to negativity, and then have chances at turning the football over, because we've just got to find a way to make that part of our DNA, and obviously strain and stress the things that are really important to doing those things that Flo brought here with them with this defensive philosophy that we've had a lot of success with. But got to keep the chunks off the tape for sure.
What prompted the workout this morning? Just that the walkthrough doesn't have enough to
Yeah, it's just really what it is I thought, I think I may even have said this on Friday, like I was encouraged by where, he was at coming out of Friday, and then thought he, pregame, got a chance to work with him a little bit Sunday in the official warm-ups, and then I know Josh was able to take him through some things before we got out there officially in uniform, and just wanted to know kind of if he could possibly, be at a good place, and because really we'll go through first, second, and third down today. So just having a plan in place, not only for those guys, but also just knowing, the communication's been really good between JJ, the medical staff, and myself, and just wanting to make sure everybody had clarity going into the week. Short weeks are tough. They are what they are, but we're attacking it and have a lot of confidence in our team to go out to LA and play well. But just more about the clarity and making sure we've got the right plan for the week, while knowing we've got to continue the minute-to-minute daily progression that he's been on, as we still have a lot of football left in the season.
When you say JJ's just not there yet, what kinds of thresholds do you still need to see him clear before you say, yeah, he is there?
It's some of the movements that the reactionary movements within the pocket, being able to use his athleticism to protect himself in the pocket, and then as he's able to work through progressions. I feel really good about the work we've done on the foundation of his fundamentals. That's been pretty evident through the work that he's done, and he's really the commitment to doing that. It's really just about hey, there's maybe a guy gets edged and I don't really know the movement I'm going to have to make. That's where he still feels it, and if he doesn't have the ability to do that pain-free, we obviously risk setting him back, which would be very, very unfortunate with the time lost already. But also giving him the best chance to go out there and have success is ultimately what we're looking for. I really having to overcome certain things, that's kind of been the story of our season. If you look at it for JJ, I mean, whether it's early on in the Chicago game, we just didn't have a great all 11 feel to our execution. Then we did late in the game and had a bunch of success and won that game. And then clearly the circumstances involved in week 2 made it less than ideal from a standpoint of preparing a guy to play in a football game. So, and now you have the injury as part of it. No, it's not going to need to be something where he's 130%, or we're being, in a situation where we're waiting for this metric that, quite honestly, with this kind of injury, he's got to work through some of that here late in the rehab stages, but it's about his effectiveness and his ability to go out and do his job for 60 minutes without having any setbacks or making his job more difficult than it has to be.
Kevin, are you week at center? Is Blake still there now?
Yeah, I think Jergs is continuing to. He was available and ready to go, and I feel like we're giving both those guys some reps this week, and we'll go with what we think is the best 5 for the game for sure.
Where's Carson with his health just coming out of Sunday?
Yeah, it was a physical game. Obviously, he competed his tail off to the very end and was able to steal us some first downs and take some hits, on some of those plays, as well as some of the, against a good interior front. He took some hits as well. He was sore, but I've been really encouraged by, how fast he turned over and really didn't, have, any more setbacks or anything other than the normal soreness after a physical game like that. So he had already had a great walkthrough, and we'll continue to progress throughout this very, very short week to get him and all of our guys ready to go after what was a physical game on Sunday.
What is the key to turning over? What is the key to turning over so quickly from a Sunday to a Thursday?
Well, I think a lot of it is, the resources we have both. I mean, we had guys immediately from the time I broke down the team starting to do something we're blessed to have the facilities we do at US Bank Stadium. And then yesterday was about getting them in, trying to flush out whatever we could with some movement, a lift, massages. I think every player on our team, either got one or had one available to them here in-house. And then we were able to kind of, meet mentally, kind of absorb what we needed to improve from the game, and then get ready to start moving. And you're not flushing it from a standpoint of forgetting what happened on Sunday, but at the same time, you've got to move forward and prepare for a really good team, while knowing there's some things that we could have easily, in our control, done better in the football game on Sunday against a good team to have a chance to win. I don't think anybody on our team, staff or player, didn't leave US Bank Stadium knowing that there's a lot to build off of, in a game that did not go our way. Results did not go our way, but if you look at it from a standpoint of a lot of the positive things that were done and then the correctable things that were clearly on the tape and things for both players and coaches, we're encouraged, and that's what sometimes a short week can give you, is a chance to take some of that and put it into action.
Think back to evaluating Justin Herbert pre-draft. What stands out the most to you about just the arc that he's had.
Yeah, I think he's big, he's strong, he's very athletic. I still don't know if he gets enough credit for his athleticism. I mean, the mobility in Justin's game is real. He can hurt you in the pocket with elite arm strength and accuracy, but then he can clearly make plays with his legs and create to give them extended opportunities at plays down the field and staying on the field, moving the chains. And we know they want to run the football. We know they want to do a lot of things off of that run game, but the pass game and the weapons they have, both the guys that are known guys, and they've got some guys really emerging as well on that offensive side, getting some real opportunities. So I just remember seeing a guy that in that kind of spread no huddle system at Oregon, you could still see a player with the skill set that would really fit any NFL offense, and that's absolutely become an accurate statement. Not only where he's at, but I think he's still an ascending player as well. He's a very, very impressive player.
The return game's not great, but it's obviously improved. Yeah. What does Miles Price give you that maybe you didn't have before?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of Miles has, and we noticed this very early, Mark, you've got to have the ability to make somebody miss at the first level. And what I mean by that is you can block up your hold-up guys in the punt return or the schematics of the dynamic kickoff. You can get some things started, but it's normally to get them over the line of just a decent return for somewhat good field position to, like he did in the second half the other day, get you near midfield or beyond. It's going to require him to make somebody miss or make a cut, make a change of direction move that will give him a chance to then restart the engines and hopefully have a chance to take it the distance. He's been able to flip the field on some punt returns that have been huge in some moments, and a couple of those have been called back via penalty that were, bang, close plays. But, I think he's been a real positive for us and what has become with what we're all learning in the dynamic kickoff, the field position battle, even the subtle change that has been made to so many more balls getting returned. The starting field position has moved forward. All you need is one first down, and then you're essentially almost in a sky punt backed up situation. So I think things are evolving and changing due to what we're seeing, not only in the dynamic kickoff, but then how the field position affects the type of punts and return ops you're going to have in that phase as well.
Low number of fair catches. Is that something you guys encourage, or is that his personality?
It's decision-making from a standpoint of, his trust in the 10 guys in front of him, but then also he's just got a confidence and a belief. It takes a certain kind of individual to go back there, and you're on an island back there. These punters are wildly talented, putting the ball where they want, and different types of spin and rotation on the ball. He's caught the ball very well, and then he feels like he's got the ability to change a game every time he touches it, which is the type of characteristic you want in a guy that's going to go back there.
Kevin, what chance does Aaron Jones have to go Thursday night?
He's a guy that you don't need to really kind of get out there and test too much, because in his rehab and the work he's done on the side fields, he's a veteran player. He knows what he has to do. He knows what he needs to feel like, and then we'll be smart with Aaron. But at the same time, we know he's here for a reason, and we know what he can bring to our offense. So we'll see how he responds. He's gonna, because he didn't play on Sunday, he can do a little bit more either with the trainers or side work in conjunction with what he's doing in the walkthrough to mentally prepare to kind of figure out where he'll be at on Thursday.